welcome back to this week's video. So for this week's video, I'm going to be telling you guys some things you should know while you're still a teenager, and just a few things that you shouldn't forget. So I'm going to be having a few different topics for you guys. So yeah, anyways, let's get on into this video. So for school, you definitely want to find a balance between having friends and having time to do your homework. Definitely try to find that equal balance, and I suggest doing this by trying to limit the amount that you're on your phone while you're doing homework, because honestly, it ends up taking so much longer. It causes you so much more stress. So if you just set your phone aside or like play music like I did, I played music, set my phone aside, focused on my homework, and I actually knocked it out a lot faster than I would have if I just sat on my phone constantly, because it just made it so much harder for me to actually focus and want to be motivated to do my work. So next is, you want to try to not to focus on drama as much as possible. Focusing on drama will honestly not help at all throughout your 4 years of high school. It actually stresses you out more and causes more anxiety, and it's just not worth it, to be honest with you. So just try to limit the amount of drama you get yourself into. 90% of it is just stupid kindergarten drama that people are going to forget about in a few days, and making yourself stress over it is just honestly not worth it. It will actually cause a lot of anxiety and psychological damage if that keeps happening. And that kind of happened to me, in a sense of, I just felt so like in this mindset of like surrounded by drama and having to deal with this, and like who I can't talk to, and I can't talk to this person when I'm around so and so because they'll hate me, and like it's like you don't want to have to act two-faced, you don't want to have to deal with it. You stay out of drama and try not to be that middle person. You won't have multiple people hating you. Next topic is money. And money is kind of a big thing, but don't try to force yourself to find different ways to spend money and get money and all these different things. If you have a job and you're able to get a job, great. That's honestly the best route to go when you're in high school, if you're able to do that. But as well, make sure you're still spending your time on your schoolwork. But if you end up having access to your own amount of money from work like I did, try not to spend it on a bunch of different things. I recommend saving it up. Start building a 401k or a Roth account, which is what I've been doing since my senior year of high school. And honestly, it's going to help you for like the future when you have to retire and you get to a certain point when you're in high school. I feel like you have to start thinking about more of these life things and how you're going to handle things a lot in the future. And for me, that just came with maturity, and as I got older, I just thought more logically about these things. So I try to focus on my money spending by only putting a certain amount of money on my debit card. So if I had over $1,000 in my savings, I would psychologically know that in the back of my head. But if I only had $50 on my credit or my debit card, that to me, all I thought is I have $50, and it made me think about how I was really spending it and what I was doing and where I was going, and like just how I was using and managing my money. And it made me think a lot more, and I actually started spending less money and saving more money and putting more money into my savings, and that's how I actually grew my savings throughout my high school time, so I have money for when. So you really want to try to focus on saving your money, and like sit down with your parents and try to have a budget, in a sense of like, if there's anything that you have to pay for, example like your car payments, or you pay for the gas in your car, which is what I do, and try to find these things of like, okay, are you required to pay for your clothes now that you have a job, or are your parents doing that? Or like, you know, like for me, my mom and I, it's the clothes and stuff and the shoes, like she'll get, but if it's like accessories and things like that, I end up having to buy it. So that's kind of how like we have a deal with, and it honestly makes me think, do I really want that? How much am I going to use it? It makes you think more about how you're spending your money. Can be so much more than who we are, so much more than who we are. Next topic is relationships, and honestly, just kind of let this happen. Don't force anything, because forcing things will actually make it really awkward for the both of you, and it's just not gonna be fun, and you're gonna have people talking, and it's gonna cause issues, and there's all this other stuff that can come along with it. So I really think about building a friendship versus spending your time focused on relationships and trying to get a boyfriend or girlfriend. Like, it's not worth wasting and spending your time on. With me and my current boyfriend, we started dating right at the end of my senior year, which I thought was basically the perfect time, because senior year, you're practically done with everything. So I really wasn't stressed about homework and stuff like that, so I really didn't have to feel like I wasn't going to be able to hang out with him, which, with that being said, in school, it's like you're so focused on your schoolwork, do you really have time and like the energy to put into an actual relationship? And that's totally up to you and how you are and how you and the person you like is. But for my boyfriend and I'm actually happy that we dated when we started dating when we did, because I wasn't so stressed about all this school stuff, and it made me a lot, like, one, it made it easier for him to talk to me because I wasn't like such high anxiety, but it just made it easy for me to go see him and for him to come see me and be able to actually have genuine conversations and build an actual relationship, because I wasn't focusing on 20 million things. You don't want to let a relationship fully consume you. Not for both relationships and friendships. Letting them fully consume you will actually mentally hurt you, and it can cause so much stress and anxiety. Honestly, focus on you. Spend time to have that thought about, okay, is this really what I want? Can I do this? Do I have enough time? Because don't get yourself into something that is going to hurt people, and honestly, it's not going to be fun. Can be so much more than who we are, so much more than who we are. So for friendships, like I said about relationships, don't let them consume you, and as well, try to find that equal balance of when you're going to hang out with them and when you're going to spend doing your schoolwork or hanging out with family and friends. Because honestly, having friendships that consume you can be really detrimental and can cause friction. And I've had friendships that have caused friction when we became friends, and like we stopped being friends and then we're back to being friends, and it was like this whole back and forth, and there was so much drama, and we were like, that takes on gossiping and just all this stuff that is kind of toxic and can really weigh you down mentally. So definitely try to stay out of that, as well as don't be afraid to say no to certain situations. If you're busy, say no, but say, no, I can't do this right now, but do you want to plan to go do it on this day? Or like try to have that set up so you're not just being like no, 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 no. You're at least trying to make those plans. But as well as try to include other people in your friendship circle, people that you don't normally talk to, or if you kind of see that person like down in the dumps, which actually, speaking of, can be so much more than who we are, so much more than who we are. So my friends like Brooke, Gabby, Chaden, Autumn, Hannah, Lexi, Michaela, those are like my good group of friends from like my sophomore, junior year up until like my senior year, where I really built strong friendship connections with them. And whenever I was in my head about a lot of things, they would tend to try to pull me out of like my head space and really get me to be involved in certain things, or kind of just talk to me and get me to kind of like my normal bubbly self, which you guys know my bubbly self, and I'm always very bubbly. So when I got in those like states where I was just in my head a lot, they tend to like help pull me out of that. So that's always great, and you want to find those friendships because those are going to be the true ones that stick with you. And try to find friendships that aren't just going to be based off of, you know, like because you do this or because you do that, like I'm going to be friends with you. Like try to find friends that aren't like that. Try to find friends who are genuine and who are actually going to care about you through any situation and actually be there for you and invite you to different things and different events, because those are going to be the true friends, rather than having some friends who are like, oh yeah, let's hang out, but then you guys just sit there and do absolutely nothing. Like, find the friends that you can actually laugh and make memories with and that you're going to remember for when you get older. So the next topic is parents, and honestly, they're going to be there for you no matter what situation comes around. So if you're stuck in a sticky situation and you kind of need help, don't be afraid to ask them, get advice from them. They're willing to give you that advice. And from my personal experience, I've hidden some things from my parents, and granted, yes, my mom has completely found out, and it literally hurt me because I didn't want to tell her because I didn't want to hurt her. And she flat out told me to tell her when things like this happen, because she's going to be there for me. She's going to give me that advice that I need, and she'll help me through every single step of the way until, you know, the end result is there. So definitely don't be afraid to ask your parents for that advice, as well as don't be afraid to hang out with them. Honestly, hang out with them is not a bad thing. I know some people are like, oh, you're hanging out with your parents? Like, what? But like, at least spend some quality time with your friends and family. I feel like now a lot more people are doing that, so it actually isn't a bad thing to do that. They're going to be happy about it and have the memories for when you go off to college. You'll have memories, and it will just be a really great experience because spend time with people who love and care about you and will always have your back through any situation. And for the future, definitely try to work hard, because hard work really does pay off. The more time and effort you put into something, you will get the same thing and more in return. So really just try to focus on that. And yeah, watching this week's video, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe. Turn on that post notification bell as well, so you know when I post my next video. But I hope this video helped you and gave you some little advice and some life advice, I guess you could say. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!
About to leave, already packing, come with